You don't need more information. You don't need more chat GPTs and AI. You need more accountability. You need more awareness. Yeah, I'll go with that. Accountability, that's very important. But this video, I'm gonna be talking about awareness. When I was at my heaviest, at 350 pounds, and probably even before that, this is before I got married. I got married back in 2022, and it was crazy. I was big, I was fat. But looking back, yeah, I was overweight and I was fat. I was obese. A bunch of health problems. Physical health problems. But the main thing that I was unaware of at the time the main thing that I was unaware of was an awareness problem that I had. The reason I say awareness is because we live in a day and age right now where you've got different flavors of abundances of knowledge. I won't even say knowledge, information. Knowledge is more so in a certain level of understanding of the information. Information is basically just data. But we live in a day and age, we live in a world today where I would compare all these different AI systems to different bodies of water, different seas. So in the same way that you have the Atlantic Sea, the Pacific, the Red Sea, all these different giant bodies of water, that is, like, imagine that is what each AI flavor is like. So you got ChatGPT as the Atlantic Sea of information, Claude, the Pacific Sea of information, maybe Grok is the Gulf of America or Gulf of Mexico, whatever you want to call it. You have all these different seas of information. And that's all well and good. Like, we can get instant, quick access to whatever it is that we need. We can solve whatever lack of information problem that we have. We can ask ChatGPT or Claude to write whatever thing that we want it to write. Hey, write me a resume, write me a cover letter, write me an article, write me whatever, write me a meal plan, write me an exercise plan, write me a business plan. We can ask it all these different things. But the one thing that we can't ask it to do is tell me what are the bottlenecks and mental blocks in my subconscious. The one thing we cannot ask it to do is give us a better and deeper and layered awareness of ourselves. And the reason why this is so important to realize this and to embrace this and accept this is because that is where the true unlock lies. I wasn't 350 pounds because I lacked information. I was 350 pounds because I lacked awareness of my own bottlenecks, because I lacked awareness of my own limitations, of my own lack in scarcity and limited way of thinking. That's why I was 350 pounds. Sure, did I have to teach myself the fundamentals and the science and the numbers behind a calorie deficit? Did I have to teach myself how to properly do a squat? Did I have to record my squat and look at it and critique it and look and see where I'm leaning to the left or leaning to the right? Did I have to do all those granular things? Sure, I had to do all those things, but at the end of the day, once I learned all of those things, which takes maybe a day, now the true magic and the actual growth and progress comes from implementing what I learned. And that doesn't come from like implementing, having the skill and the ability to implement and put into practice what it is that I learned, what it is that I gathered the information about, has nothing to do with the information. Zero. How many people can say calorie deficit? How many people can say eat less, move more? How many ways do I need Chat, Grok, Claude, and all these different AI systems to simplify it and say it in a different way? How many times do I need to see different demonstrations about how calorie deficit works? Oh, I got to see it in the tall, clear glass. I got to see it, the guy pouring the water in the thing, and then it little balls in there. And how many times do I need to see that? How many times do you need to see that to realize the issue isn't the fact that, oh, whoa, I didn't know the whole time. Now I understand, okay, calorie deficit. Who knew? Just eat less. Not only eat less, track it. Look, I eat less according to numbers. Pop out the calculator. Oh, let's go. 500 calories a day on a deficit. That equals 3,500 calories a week. That's a pound a week. Snaps, I can lose 52 pounds in a year. Oh, like, bro, after you learn that, well, one, how long does it take you to learn that? How many times do you need to see a demonstration of that? You do 500 times 7. That's 3,500 calories. That's a pound a week. You don't need to see another demonstration and another demonstration and another demonstration. But you keep looking at the demonstrations. Why? You're looking at the demonstrations not because you don't understand what a calorie deficit is. No, it's not basic knowledge. Most people don't know what a calorie deficit is, but you do. No, it's not basic knowledge. Most people don't know what progressive overload is, or maybe they don't know the term, but you understand the concept. So the problem isn't the information. The problem isn't you don't have access to the exact scientific, science-y things to do. Like, that's not the problem. And that wasn't my problem. So what was my problem? My problem was my awareness, or my lack of awareness, of the subconscious bottlenecks that held me back, that were in my own life. And that isn't something, those are not things that these AIs are going to be able to ever tell you about. They're not going to be able to tap into your subconscious. Even with the brain link, whatever the thing that Elon Musk is working on and he's wanting to inject and put chips in your brain, that's not going to be able to tap into your subconscious. Because, brother, listen, the only way that I would have been able, and the only way that I was able to maintain consistency, the only way that I was able to transform, wasn't simply because I had the right information. You do too. You have the right information. There's so much information out there. That isn't the bottleneck. The only way that I was able to transform my life is to understand the true bottlenecks, the true limitations that held me back. And that started in here, in my subconscious. That's where that started. It started in the different lies and the different stories that I told myself. It started in me pointing fingers at the white man. It started at me pointing fingers at my dad because he was a drug addict growing up. It started with me pointing fingers and not taking accountability for my own actions. That's where it started. Chat was not coming to save me. A calorie deficit and a locked in exercise plan or meal plan is not going to save you. It didn't save me. The only thing that's going to save you, and we're not talking about spiritual saving. Jesus has already done that. Okay? We're not talking about that. He's already done that work. We're talking about right now and you becoming the man that you know that you're supposed to be. The only one that's going to save you is you.